Hi, how are you guys? My name is Kevin Burke, PDGA number 82385. Just doing a quick in the bag today for Team Flipside. So let's get started. Starting with my putters, I primarily putt with Blend Judges. They're a beaded putter. It's definitely the most popular disc, 2013 disc of the year. Just prefer them. Great consistent flight. Love them to death. Next, I bag two harps, a BT hard and a BT medium harp. The hard is definitely a lot more beat in, something that I can pump on it a little bit more, and it's still going to finish back knowing it. And then the medium, definitely more overstable, almost new, but I prefer this for more up shots, even some kind of touch flex lines with an ante or a forehand. Next two are a Fusion Judge. These are my other driving putters that are more stable. Judge is something where I can kind of throw it on a little bit of a hyzer. It's going to flip up flat and then have a little bit of a fade at the end, or a little bit more ante. It'll kind of sit flat. And then a Grip Line Pure. The Grip Line, these are just preferred plastic for it. I also have an Opto that I switch out and cycle with, but something you can rip on a hyzer and it's going to go straight and just continue to go straight. Going into mids, next mids are a Compass and a Truth. The Compass is something that I like using more for up shots. It's something where it's not necessarily going to skip as much for me. This is a Moonshine. And then a Fusion Truth. This is something where I can get a little bit more of an S-line out of it, or a little bit more of a hyzer, something that's going to kind of stay up flat. But these are definitely one of my more favorite mids. And the next four, I have six mids as well. A Justice. Everybody needs a Justice. This is the disc that will hit your foot when you are driving, as Bobby says. It's just something where if you need a disc to go left and you need to pump on either a forehand or a backhand, great for shorter spike hyzers as well. I have a Trilogy Challenge Evidence. This is more of my understable mid-range. Something where if you throw it on a little bit more of a hyzer, it'll flip flat, but I use it more traditionally for turnover shots or for something as far as antes go. A Fusion Verdict, something that you can just throw out on. It's going to finish back a little bit more overstable than majority of the mids. And then a first run Lucid Suspect. This is more, for me, that kind of mid-range shot that these necessarily won't quite get to. Kind of that 250 to 270 mark is where I prefer them for. Something on a hyzer where it'll flip up flat under big power, and it's going to stay flat. It'll finish flat. It's not going to turn or dump out. Really, really like the Suspects. Next, we'll get into fairway drivers. Fairways. I bag two Felons. First, a Fusion Felon. This is the longest disc that I've had in my bag. I really like using this for forehand rollers. This is a driver that I can kind of pump on a little bit too as well, and it's going to stay flat and not finish back as hard as a Suspect normally would. And then I have a first run Lucid Suspect. These are like the dimple runs. For me, the most overstable runs they make. Definitely my choice for forehand drives, forehand up shots. Just getting that line where you know you need it to come back no matter what. Headwind shots, amazing disc for. These are my more stable fairways. I have a Lucid Convict as well. Lucid Convicts I really like keeping around that 300 mark just because it's a very, very reliable disc for me at that. Or big anhyzer shots as well. And then a Gold Line St. Pro. The St. Pro's changed my bag. I actually just started bagging these pretty recently. Really, really great disc. I wish I would have known about them and thrown them beforehand. This is a Johnny McRae one. Awesome disc for that true S line that you need. Something that's gonna finish back, or if you throw it on a little bit more of an anhyzer, it's gonna ride out a lot more and then still kind of sit back nice and safe for you. And the Recycled Spark, the best mold that I have in my bag, my favorite disc of all of them. This is for those really, really long hyzer shots, something that you don't want dumping out too quick, something that you really don't want to turn over. With it only being a speed 7, it's something that is extremely controllable. You can put some more power into it and on a hyzer line and it'll kind of flip up and turn a little bit, but you know that it's going to finish back with a pretty nice softly fade for a hyzer. Next, going into my distance drivers. First two are a Culverin. This is kind of that mid to higher upper 300s mark. Nice overstable disc. Headwind wise, kind of pump into it a little bit more and might ride out, but it's still going to come back for you. And then the old school pre-Sweden Trespasses, the most stable run for them. I really do like the pre-Swedens a lot. These are for really nice big bomber shots. Even the longer shots, you can get a bigger S-curve out of them. Throw them on a hyzer and they'll flip up flat and just kind of ride out without a harsh finish. as comparison to the more overstable ones, a Lucid Defender. I really prefer the Lucid Defender for big bomber forehands or forehand rollers. This is also going to be a great headwind disc if you want a little bit more turn out of the disc, throwing it flat. And then I have two enforcers. This is an older Fusion enforcer. Also a great, this is my distance forehand disc. This is the one where I can pump on it, throw it on a little bit of an ante, and it's going to fight back hard, but something I can get 450 out of on a forehand shot. And then a little bit less stable than that one is going to be this Lucid Enforcer. This one's finally starting to get seasoned and beaten really well. I'm really starting to like this one. And for my last two discs, I have a Jeff Ash Goldline Ballista. This is my pure open disc, but max distance. This is something where I can get, 475, 490 out of a huge bomber. This is, without a doubt, my favorite disc as far as tailwind shots. These things go for days, and they keep going and keep going. Absolutely love these. And for my last one is a VIP sword. This is a roller disc for me. This is my right backhand roller. These things will cruise, stand up really nice. This one's a little bit more seasoned and beat in, so it's something where I can throw it onto a little less of an ante, and it's still going to turn itself into a roller, but extremely controllable. Thank you guys for watching. Have a good one.